Welcome to part 3, where I talk you through my top CV that secured a role at Goldman Sachs. This is the CV that secured me a role at Goldman Sachs. It's a 3-part video series. Hopefully you've watched part 1 and 2. This is part 3. Brief introduction to myself. My name's Economics Ethan. I've worked for 10 years in investment banking. I've worked at Goldman Sachs, as I mentioned before, and also I've successfully interviewed at JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, Citibank, many other top banks, and I've worked at a few other European investment banks I haven't mentioned here. Check out this disclaimer before we move on with the final part of this CV. Now, a few quick notes before I talk you through the final part of this CV in this CV review series. This CV secured myself a job offer at Goldman Sachs in the sales and trading division, working on their trading floor. This is a slightly adapted version of my CV. I have removed some personal details, and it's not endorsed or created by Goldman Sachs in any way. So Goldman Sachs aren't writing this, they're not endorsing this video. I simply used my CV to get a role at that company, so don't link myself to Goldman Sachs in that way. And this is a 3-part video series, and part 3, I hope you're looking forward to it. So in this video, I'll be talking you through the achievements and activities section of my CV. This is where you tend to mention anything that's not related to your work experience, to your education. We cover that in part 1 and part 2 of the training of this video series. So in this video, let's talk you through all the other things that are good to put on your CV apart from the obvious, which is your work experience and your education. So what have I got here? Now, what type of achievements and activities have I mentioned? I focused on relevant, transferable skills for the job opportunity I'm applying for, which was the Goldman Sachs sales and trading role. Now, we're going to go through this point by point in detail throughout this video. In terms of quick things to mention here, as you can see, when I was at LSE, where I studied my degree, I worked as a research officer and finance director, which was voluntary work at these finance and Asian society. I also did some other extracurricular activity, going overseas to Shanghai, working on an LSE mentoring scheme. Also attended an enterprise challenge and completed some Bank of England competitions. So we're going to go through that in detail, and I'm going to explain to you, starting with point 3, why this would stand out to a recruiter at top investment banks such as Goldman Sachs or any other top finance firm. In terms of this first 2 points, I was at LSE. I was volunteering as a research officer and a finance director at some of their university societies. What relevant skills is this demonstrating here that will stand out to the recruiters? I've developed researching skills, writing skills, financial writing skills, talking about the economy. This is relevant to any top finance role. They will always be looking out for people who can do complex financial research and simply summarize that in a way that is accessible to other people. In terms of my finance director experience, I worked to secure £3,000 sponsorship. So this shows I have good experience working with major sponsors, major companies in securing this sponsorship for the particular Asian society in this case. And I produce regular financial reports and forecasting, which is of course relevant to a finance role. So you can see in a few sentences doing some of this voluntary work is very relevant to finance and it'll stand out to a recruiter, particularly if you maybe lack some work experience. If you have some other achievements and activities you've done that are relevant to finance, definitely point that out on your CV and summarize it in a nice way like you can see on your screen right now. Before we move on, I hope you find the introductory section of this video helpful so far. I appreciate if you could click like, leave a comment if you have a question, click subscribe and click the bell to stay notified for all the future helpful videos that will help boost your career. Let's move on back to this achievements and activities section of the CV. Now, I also was overseas and I helped develop my culture skills, working with people from different backgrounds in Shanghai, and also my management skills by this mentoring work I've done. So let's go through it in a bit more detail. In Shanghai, I attended a study program for over 3 weeks where I was representing Britain alongside other university students to help learn a bit of Mandarin, attend economic lectures, and collaborate with the students there on various projects. So, this shows to a recruiter that you can work with people from different backgrounds, which companies in the finance industry are very focused on in terms of diversity, hiring requirements, and the ability to work with people from diverse backgrounds. The second example here, the second point here, is talking about mentoring. I was mentoring students, helping them improve their grades, finding different solutions to their issues, and also helping improve their academic performance on a term by term basis. Now, this shows early level development of management skills and managing junior employees, in the sense I'm mentoring junior students, which is a good sign that I could be considered for future leadership roles within the finance industry. So that's why this is important. Now, point five. Now, the achievements and activities section also includes some other various competitions I participate in: the Enterprise Challenge, the Target 2.0 competition, where this demonstrates good entrepreneurial skills, understanding how businesses work, sales skills, and presentation skills. So, on the Enterprise Challenge, I helped raise some funds, I organized the competition itself, I helped be a team leader. And as part of the Bank of England Target 2.0 competition, I did some research, some financial analysis. I prepared presentations, competed by working within a team and competing with other regions and so on. And I demonstrated good time management and communication skills. So this is all relevant for the finance roles at top firms. I hope you found this conclusion to my CV quite helpful. We're going to move on to the conclusion here, right? Now, I've had a brief overview of my CV, but there's a ton more to learn. What CV strategies work? How should you summarize your CV and your work experience, your education, your other activities? This is all covered in this masterclass. The link's in the description. I have over 50 examples that will help you in that course to help you boost your CV and secure high paying roles within the finance industry. I also offer a professional writing service where I'll write your CV, your LinkedIn profile, or your cover letter for you. I also have a career advice service where I provide one-to-one career training to help you boost your career prospects. If you're still not sure, I offer a free discovery call where I'll help talk you through any aspect of your career that you're not perhaps happy with, or you want to change. Maybe you want a career change. Maybe you're looking for a new move in the finance industry. Maybe move from asset management to hedge funds, investment banking. Maybe you're a junior employee. All of your questions I can help you get started with the finance industry, boosting your career prospects, of course. So feel free to check the links in description, as I mentioned here. Everything I mentioned is all linked in the description. And if you're looking for future videos to help you with your career growth, click on any of the playlists on your screen, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.